Hostages taken hostage by hostages being held hostage, and no one is telling the truth. We saw Trespass, so you know what that means.
Now it's time for How Did This Get Made? We're gonna have a good time, celebrate some failure, not just be a hater, cause you know you wonder, how did this get made? Let's wallow in the mediocrity of subpar art. Perhaps we'll find the answer to the question, how did this get made?
Hey, people of Earth, welcome to How Did This Get Made? Man, oh man, we have a great movie for you today, the Nicole Kidman, Nic Cage movie, Trespass. I am Paul Scheer, joined, as always, by June Diane Raphael. How are you, June?
Good, how are you, Paul?
Very good. And Jason Mantzoukas.
What's happening?
And we have a very special guest with us today, the amazingly talented, hilariously funny Rachael Harris. Welcome.
Hi, I'm excited.
So breathy.
It's really breathy.
Oh, it's going to get breathier.
It's going to get real breathy.
It's going to get real breathy.
And there's one person that is joining the show today, not in person, but as a sponsor. That is Mark Sarian from Hoboken, New Jersey.
That guy's a piece of shit.
He donated to the Earwolf Studios today. Thank you, Mark, for doing that. We know you, so that's why we can call you a piece of shit. All right, here we go. Trespass. My gosh, Nicolas Cage. Not a traditional crazy performance.
No, but like real hints of crazy.
Well, I feel like he was like reined in for most of the filming, and then one day he was just like, I want today.
Yeah.
I want today. This scene's going to be for me.
Yeah.
And we saw it.
The first thing I wrote down about this movie was glasses. Yeah. Because everyone was wearing glasses. Like, they're like, we picked these out. Like, Nicolas Cage wears, like, regular glasses that are tinted.
Right.
Nicole Kidman's wearing glasses.
She's wearing, like, granny glasses in the first 10 minutes of the movie that she's, like, peering over.
Well, you could probably tell that they wanted her to wear it for the first couple of seconds. And then she was like, I can't wear glasses.
Yes.
Also, did not understand why Nicole Kidman was, like, in a maternal outfit in the first couple of seconds and then slips into an evening gown to make dinner for the house.
Yes, stay-at-home dinner.
Yeah.
No, but don't you understand? But June, I know she picked up on this. You saw her, like, take brand new underwear out of the thing.
Yes, a bag.
Right, out of a bag. And so she's trying to get laid. Like, she wanted to have sex with her husband. So she was putting on a dress and she was doing her hair because they were trying to imply.
What? You had to have sex with Nicolas Cage. When she comes up to him and is kissing on him in the beginning of the movie, I literally wrote, I want to ask you guys, what if you were cast in a movie in which you had to make out with Nicolas Cage?
Honestly, I went through that whole. I went through it all with Nicole
Nicolas
Kidman.
Cage?
No, I was with her in that moment, like walking up to him. Like, it was tough.
Well, Nicolas Cage in this movie, his wig is wearing a wig in this movie.
God!
Like, I don't even know what's going on with
glasses are wearing glasses and wigs. Nicole Kidman's wearing a wig too.
Yes.
Is she?
This
without
is
a doubt.
Wiggy movie.
Everybody in this movie is made of garbage and is being puppeted by Frank Oz. I'm not even kidding.
Okay, can I just chime in here?
Yes.
The first thing that I wrote down was something that the daughter said to her parents. She said, I don't know what's going on between you two. Oh, no. She said, when she wants to go to the party, she says, Nicole Kidman says, no, you can't go. For whatever reason.
Yeah.
And then she says, ask your dad. And then when her dad comes in, she says, Mom, she goes, can I go to the party? And she goes, and before he can answer, she goes, Mom's being arbitrary and inflexible.
This whole movie felt like it was like translated from Russian.
Yes.
You know, like when he says a little bit later on, and I won't jump ahead and plot, but like he says later on, like, you're all being cartoony.
No, he says, are you cartooning me?
Are you cartooning me? It's before. It's actually before. When
I wrote
he's,
that,
on the car.
I guarantee he improvised that line.
Are you cartooning me? What does that even mean? Are you drawing me?
Yeah,
That's he's like, would you like to know the etymology of the word diamond? I was like, fuck you, dum-dum.
The weirdest thing about the beginning of the movie, though, is that the stakes are so confusing and not there. Like, what is the problem in their relationship?
Who knows?
Basically, all we know is that he's driving around trying to make a deal. At the beginning, I was like, is he selling real estate? Is he selling diamonds?
It's not that hard. He's a busy businessman.
I'm so sorry.
A busyness man?
He's a busy businessman, and she is a stay-at-home wife.
Sure, and the girls just want to have fun.
Right, and clearly, I want to clearly, the daughter is, they're all, like, he blows into that house without even talking to his daughter. She's like, walks up to him, and he doesn't say anything. It's like, come on. This is what's wrong in every home in America.
If you're that daughter, here's the newsflash, right? If this movie was to be a really good movie, this daughter who is basically being ignored by her parents, she would go to that party, she would blow that dude in the room with the money and the cocaine, and she would be like a fucking disaster.
Well,
No, but
also,
she was
all
so
of-
good. By the way, all the girls in this movie looked vaguely like Sasha Grey. They all had like this porn star makeup
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Like they
and
looked.
they all looked exactly the same.
And
Wait,
I
that was the
couldn't
girl
tell
from
one
My
from
Boys,
the-
right?
Yes.
Oh my God!
Doing it.
Are you
doing
kidding
it,
me?
And doing
You guys,
it. Acting up a storm.
kept saying to myself, "Holy shit!" Now I worked on that show.
My boys?
Yeah,
Boys.
My boys.
Nic Cage and Nicole Kidman, they get home invaded. That's the whole premise of the movie. They have a shitty marriage. They get home invaded by the biggest group of people in the world.
And so stupid.
Like they're all wearing like kind of ski masks that were like kind of cut out weird, and one is a crackhead, one is like a beefy, meaty Seth Rogen, and then two are brothers. One of which is played by.
I love the beefy, meaty Seth Rogen. That's a great way to describe Dash Me Up.
Yeah, yeah.
And then one of them
One
is played
is-
by Cam Giganette or whatever, the guy from Burlesque.
Gigante?
Gigante, that guy.
That's who he is.
Yeah, there was a bunch
Who
of
ends
like.
up being psychotic.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And who, by the way, for all intents and purposes, you don't get any foreshadowing of that at all
No.
whatsoever.
No. Oh, no.
They absolutely play it where he's completely sane. So you don't even get the
Well, what I-
The whole movie is like,
It's-
remember what we just told you for the last 20 minutes? That was a lie.
Yeah.
But guess what? 10 minutes later, that was a lie too.
Yeah.
This is the truth. But that was a lie. It's like everything's a lie.
including stuff
Right.
like they get in there and the big guy's like, we got to get out of here in 15 minutes. We're in and out in 15 minutes. And they are there for hours. They are there forever.
All of the stakes they set up are like they lose their boundaries they must have said about 15 times in this. The game is over.
Yeah.
And run at Nicole Kidman with a knife or a gun to her head. It's like,
Yes.
Stop
her
them.
life was on the line 20
Yeah.
times.
And she could not make her face look scared.
It's frozen in one look.
She could not.
But her hair did an amazing thing. She looked like one of those troll dolls. Like the hair would always go like,
Yeah.
Well,
plonk, like up and down.
I did want to say, I think the main reason that Nicole Kidman did this movie was because, in wardrobe, she was like, well, the most of this movie, I have to be. I'm sure they wrote that scene where she was making dinner because she's like, I need to be in a black tight fitting dress that's going to show my body. That's also, and then my hair needs to be Bridget Bardot fucked up.
Well, the
And it-
craziest thing too
and-
is when she has that guy in a headlock. At one point in the movie,
With the needle
she
to his
does.
neck?
She
Yes.
does wrestle this
And she says,
needle.
I'll fucking do it.
And she's like, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna do it. This woman weighs like 70 pounds.
Yeah.
Wet. You know what I mean?
and she
Like,
gets this guy by
Let's
the
not-
neck.
we don't have to talk about whether she's turned on or not. I mean, wet or not, she's like, she doesn't weigh much. We agree. I don't think it's a matter of being turned on.
A little insight into the mind of Jason Lindsay.
My favorite dumb moment in the movie too was they decide that they need to like disconnect the phones, but the way they disconnect the phones, they break every phone like
And like
violently.
pictures, they're breaking at phones, like, oh, find phones and break them.
It's like ah.
Well, yeah, when they first get into the house, they're so joyfully like breaking and crashing things, like with such joy and.
I couldn't wrap my brain around how this was the most high-tech operation. Like, they'd been into the house already, they'd dealt with the security system, they knew all the codes, all that stuff. And so low rent in that they were all so dumb that they're like, we need to be in and out in 15 minutes. And then Dum Dum from My Boys goes upstairs, takes all their clothes off, so Cracker starts trying clothes on from the closet. And I was like, what the fuck is happening?
By the way, why did they need to be out in 15 minutes?
Because
every second that they're there longer,
the probability
of them getting caught
increases
becomes
by
greater.
10.
Yes.
Oh,
and
that's right. Okay.
again,
Arbitrary numbers.
Again, the stupid thing, like they know everything about the house, all the codes, everything.
Yes.
But later on in the movie, when the phone rings and it's the security company, they're like, call back.
Yeah. Like,
What
why would
was
you say,
that?
call back later?
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later.
It's like, wait,
You set it up.
this is the one. That's the easiest thing to do. You would know that, like they had the worst
Yeah.
thing with
and then
that woman.
But I do love that they were like, what's the code? What's the code? And then they go and they're like, we knew that code.
Yeah.
We know everything about you except your password for the
phone.
For the
Yeah.
rent-a-cops.
The lock.
For the rent-a-cops.
Or anything
for
about
the
diamonds, which they were stealing also.
Oh, my God.
Which is, oh my
So
God.
stupid.
I do want to play, there is,
Not the magic wand.
well, I have the scene that ends
Cage's
with-
speech about who's cutting them?
well, no, this
Who's cutting them? Who's cutting them? What you don't understand is this. But every diamond is like, but who's cutting them? Who's cutting them?
This is close to that scene. It's Nic Cage. I thought this is the best Cage freakout, so let's play this
Was
one.
it the owning it?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes, that's right, kid. You did it. You hit the mother love. You saw me sign for $1 million with your own eyes. And it's right there, just inches away. All you have to do is just let my wife go. And then come on down and grab it. Come on, no! Unless I'm mistaken, that man just about said your name. So you get your people in order. You let my wife leave. And then I'll give you what you want. Hey. Go get the magic wand.
Oh, that was my favorite line. I wrote down magic wand.
The magic, yeah.
Fuck no, not the magic wand.
Oh, man.
I'm
magic
hearing
wand?
now what I didn't hear when we were watching it.
Sniffing?
Which is that he's
Sniffling?
sniffing.
Yeah.
Because he's bleeding and he's all freaked out, right?
He's like,
I guess so.
I don't know what's
or he's
going
doing
on.
coke during the
Yeah.
course of shooting that we really subtly didn't notice.
One thing to know, during the middle of filming this movie, Nicolas Cage decided that he would like to play the villain and shut down production for a week.
Excuse me?
Yes, he decided to shut down production
What?
for a week and try to switch his part, which they convinced him he could not do, and then they went back to
Well, because I gotta say, the
nine.
guy who did play the villain was very interesting to watch. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like he was
from Animal Kingdom, I believe he was from that movie.
I don't know that
Oh.
actor, but I thought he was.
Got it.
I
yeah.
thought he was interesting.
He was.
too.
I'll tell you the other person who I thought delivered a stellar performance was the woman who worked for
At
the security
security
company. Like,
Yeah.
I believed her 100%.
Yes, when Nicolas Cage finally gets the upper hand, throws a chair through the window, and the security company calls. She had a great little scene. That was a nice chunky scene for her.
The weird thing about the magic wand too is that they describe it as this drug that's going to paralyze somebody
God.
so that they'll feel all the pain that's happening to
Right.
them, but they can't do anything. They never deliver.
By the
on
way,
that.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
thing is
We never see
introduced
that
and
happen.
it's
He's
never
completely
used.
passed out.
Well, it's used to
Ever.
get the beefy Seth Rogen get shot
Yes,
with
but
it.
he just.
Oh, he does. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the
But-
the
Yeah,
BB
but he falls
Nicolas
asleep.
Cage, we think it's Nicolas Cage. We think it's a red herring again.
Yeah.
Like, we think it's going to be Nicolas Cage.
So many
I don't
red
know if it's a red
herrings.
herring. There are so many red
Am
herrings
I
in this
being
that
led
never
to
pay off.
believe?
Like never.
Am I being led to believe that Nicole Kidman and Cam Gigante or whatever his name is never had sex?
Never.
No, they never had- never.
Did
He
you
was
watch
just
it all the way
obsessed
through?
with her?
You didn't watch it. All
I
the
did
He's
way
watch it all the way
psychotic.
through.
He was psychotic.
He was, okay. Well, they kept giving you more and more flashbacks that insinuated
Right.
that they were.
No, but but basically the
They're like-
movie is an
He was
unreliable.
hunky.
The movie is an unreliable narrator
Oh, of
because
course.
they showed you scenes that would lead you to believe they had an affair, and then later on they showed you the same scene from the
Yeah.
same perspective of the movie
And
narrator.
look, I'll tell you
and
this
that was
much.
also different.
Had she thought about it, yeah. But as soon as she found him in the pool in that strange shot,
Right.
then it was over.
By the
from there
way,
on out.
did anyone get this one thing that I thought was so weird? Like
Yeah.
when Nicolas Cage and Nicole Kidman get the upper hand, and then they have the hostage. Like Nic Cage is like putting his finger in that girl's mouth. Did you see that scene?
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Oh, yeah.
But that seems
How
like
did
a...
I-
Oh no, sorry, no. The
How did-
crackhead was putting her
crackhead.
finger
Oh,
in
yes.
his mouth.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right, that's what it
Oh
was.
yeah.
and
yeah,
also in
yeah,
the
yeah.
daughter's mouth. Wasn't she putting her finger in the
Yeah.
daughter's mouth at one point?
Yeah.
Oh, the
That was just one of her
I'm sure
drug
that was her choices.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. I was like, that's just a
She's
drug
like, I'm
choice.
on crack.
And Joel was like, oh, I'm going to put my penis in that mouth at some point where she's putting her finger.
Oh,
So he let her do it and was like, oh, that's hot. That's hot.
There's a lot of monologues about what they need to do and the consequences if they are not done. And there's a
Right.
lot of back and forth. It's basically like a really shitty off Broadway show.
Yeah.
Like where everyone's acting. We're acting tonight.
Yes.
We're really gonna bring.
You
it
want to
up.
know why I'm doing this? Because my mother needs a kidney. She drank herself a blah, blah, blah. And you think you don't think I'm blah, blah, blah. And then 5 minutes later, that was a lie.
Yes.
Why that was a lie? You think I need a kidney for my mother? She's fucking dead. She drank herself to death.
Here's the thing. I'm a drug dealer, and I got a big score, and then it was stolen. But your brother was in on it. It's like, what is going
Yeah,
on?
there was a lot of
It's unfair to the audience.
specific, overwritten,
Oh.
just awful. Just when he went into, you know why I do this? Because my mother has renal failure.
Yeah.
Like he literally said renal.
Renal failure?
I had that clip here. Want to play? You can hear it. You can hear it.
It is.
Here you go.
My mom got herself beat up every night by her drunken asshole husband. Okay, because she thought that if she was getting beat up, we weren't getting beat up. And she got beat, and she got beat, and she got beat until she got renal failure. You know what that means? To me, she needs a new fucking kidney, Kyle, which is where you come in. I got a broker that's going to get us one, but it's going to cost us $180,000, all right? So I have a choice. I have to leave here with $180,000 or a new kidney, and I don't care which. But I have to tell you, man, the younger the kidney, the better.
Oh my god! It's genius.
It's genius. But the thing that I love that just shortly after that he says like he can't see because like his glasses get knocked off, right?
Yeah.
But he's got to open he's still got to open the safe, so he puts his finger on the thing to open the safe, and then he lovingly graces
Oh yeah, the keyboard.
the keyboard.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Like he lovingly
remember?
caresses it.
Similarly,
Like, what the fuck is that?
He's buying
What,
time.
that's a choice.
there's a
That's
moment where he's on the
choice.
table and the guy like stabs a knife into the table,
And the hand creaks!
Yeah. Then Nicolas Cage does a teeny tiny finger walk.
Yes!
Towards the knife.
Yes.
That takes maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah, a long
and he
time.
doesn't get the knife,
And
but
he-
he is tiny finger crawling
Right, and you're like-
across the table, and I'm like, what the fuck is this maniac doing? Grab the knife.
But
And
no,
by the way,
it's
if you
also-
needed to get that knife, you just sort of move your fingers that way. You don't need
You wouldn't
to
walk
them.
Yeah, no,
like they're
that's
little
that is-
soldiers.
But that is the expertise and the artistry of Joel Schumacher.
Oh.
Because he could have said,
Oh.
"You're not doing that," but then it did have that moment when he does grab the knife and Nicolas Cage doesn't get it. I did feel like it was like a cartoon where it was like, rats.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I
didn't
almost
get
feel
there
like
fast
He was
I felt like
cartooning us.
I
He
felt
was
like it was a
cartooning us.
cartoon when he was
cartooning us.
finger walking. It was like
Yes.
bum 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 bum
Yes.
bum 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 bum.
I wonder what that movie would be like if you did put like a cartoon
Oh,
soundtrack
that would be.
to it.
my God.
This would be
Please,
really
someone
good.
do that. Please, someone do that. We will put it on the Earwolf
Cut
site.
the trailer to Looney Tunes music.
Oh my god! Well, I want to go into this crackhead from Boys.
Boys.
When she smokes
Boys.
crack, not
I
only
love
does she
my
get
boys.
naked,
I do too. Yeah.
she not only does she get naked,
She
but then
does?
or no, she gets in her
She
underwear.
gets in her because I was like, I didn't see
brother.
boobies. I
But
would have
she-
known that.
She
Jesus.
pops up a TV screen, goes on Apple TV,
Yes.
and starts watching like old home videos of like
Yeah.
the daughter and the family together.
Yeah.
She was so angry at these Richie Riches.
And that's
And
the
that
thing.
was the childhood she never had.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
And so she had to smoke
Oh
crack
no! And
to
by the
feel
way,
better.
remember, she's okay. What this was interesting. She's watching videos of the little girl as a baby, and then later she's like, when she's freaking out, he's like, "What are you gonna do? What are we gonna do? We're gonna get the money, then we're gonna get her out of foster care, and then we're gonna get out of here, and then we're gonna
Oh,
get you
you're
clean,
right,
baby."
Jason.
So she has a baby that's
You're
in
right.
foster care somewhere.
But they set
Poor
that
thing.
up literally at the last
At the end
5
of the
minutes
movie.
of the
Yeah.
movie. You're
Yes.
like, oh, okay, I guess.
When they did eventually open the safe to find nothing there, like we all saw in the wide shot, there was nothing there, and then there was like an insert shot, there was nothing there,
Yeah.
and then there's like a shot of Nic Cage,
Yes!
but then in the background you see the crackhead go over, and
Yeah.
she's like staring at it.
she
And she
feels
puts
inside.
her arm-
Down!
She puts her arm in, and it was like, really?
What was she looking?
Why didn't the director go, that's
That's
not
too much,
necessary.
yeah.
There was a lot
got
of
it.
actor
We got
choices
it.
being made.
Oh, they
A
were
lot of
running wild.
discussion.
I wish that I could watch a documentary about the making of this movie.
Yes.
We're gonna have to take a commercial break here for a second.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope it's for Doritos.
And we're back.
That commercial was amazing.
That was pretty good, guys. Get up on
Sold
that.
me. Okay, so the security
Oh boy.
for the house is called off because the girl says to that
Yeah.
wonderful actress that she gives them the code, which is diamond, and they're called off.
Jesus.
So then why do they show up?
I'm guessing
Later
the
on.
woman thought.
Well, the
twice
woman
about
canceled it, but the guy said when he came to the house, he's like, even though it was canceled, I gotta come and get a signature.
He said it was guard protocol.
Yeah, it was guard protocol, like, because it was.
It's like, if I don't get a signature, then I have to call the police.
And so
It's sort of like
only-
Ghost
made up-
Protocol.
It was like all these made up things.
And then that guy, then the main bad guy, who was literally covered in blood, throws on
my
a
God.
robe and answers the door. At least they call
So
out that was ridiculous.
crazy.
That he
That
didn't
was
even wipe
amazing.
the blood from his face.
Yeah.
So crazy. And then then Cam Giganti just shoots the dude in the head. And I was like, what is happening?
And he knew that guy.
They were able to effortlessly.
It's worse, Jim.
And
'cause
he
He
knew
took
that
my
guy.
shift. He
knew
took
that
my
guy.
shift. They were able
That
to
wasn't a
effortlessly
stranger.
move throughout this massive house and massive plot of land and find anybody who was anywhere. Like if Nicole Kidman ran away, she
Into a
inadvertently,
forest
into
with
a
no
forest. The bad guy would be like, right there, got her. Like the dumb girl, they're like, let our daughter go, and they're like, fine, we'll let her go. And the big chubby Seth Rogen puts his jacket on the girl and sends her out, and she's like, oh, okay, I'll wear your jacket. Meanwhile, he's like put his watch in it to make it. I was like, what?
Well, also that was the dumbest thing too. He put his watch in the pocket, set an alarm, I guess, to go off in 10 minutes.
Right.
So then he could go out in the woods and hear that alarm and then get her. Like, but it was
that
like,
was really good
crazy.
thinking. And also, I thought, why doesn't she just throw the watch?
yeah, that's
And
what I
run
thought
in the
too. Like,
opposite
confused.
Why
direction.
doesn't she not wear the guy's coat?
She's like, well, it
That
is
would be
cold.
the first thing to come off.
Avery, why not wear this dummy's coat?
But now,
Why? What do you think? He's being generous? Like, oh, sweetie, you're gonna go out in the cold. Put this jacket on, and she's like, oh, okay.
And this man just like held her parents and her at gunpoint.
Yeah.
And now also, let's just talk about this girl and her journey. Like the girl goes to this party. She sneaks out of the house in the beginning to go to this like party where they literally walk in the door. One guy's like, hey, I don't know you, but
Come up to this room
Come
with
up to
me."
this room with me. And they both disperse. They go up to a room where there's hundreds of thousands of dollars in a safe.
Oh my God.
And like
for
heart
another
medicine.
9/11. For
Yeah.
another 9/11,
For,
the guy
like, a
says.
Because the
Yeah.
first
9/11
9/11 killed our banking system.
Right.
And
Right.
and then that whole idea is like that's just setting up later on.
And does she have a taxi cab service on speed dial?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, by the way, though, I would have loved her and Jordan Spiro to actually go in that party.
Well, that's
Like,
what you wanted
that's
to
what
see.
you wanted
Hey.
to
Later
see.
on in the
You did
movie,
wanna
she
I would have
that.
loved to be able to cut back and forth between her at a party and the hostage situation.
Yeah.
But instead, we get her in a closet, almost getting fingered by a weirdo, then coming home to the hostage
guy.
situation, and then being like, let's go to this party and get his money. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
And then they send the crackhead, the least reliable of the
Yeah.
bunch, to go. And then they
Yeah.
drive over there. The whole time the crackhead's like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. Like, it's like, all right. And then she crashes the
She's
car.
like, you don't
You
understand.
guys.
My boys are back at the house.
Yeah. You guys,
Just getting subtle plugs in for my boys.
how did this get made? How did
Wow.
this
But then-
get made?
Was anybody else incredibly distracted by Nicolas Cage's collar?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He had that. He was wearing a
Huge cut.
crazy shirt.
Really?
I feel like he had his own wardrobe made for this.
I
movie.
do feel like the whole cast was made from like Madame Tussauds, and
Yeah.
they were all
Yeah.
melting under those.
They
Like,
were. I do have to. Oh, sorry. Go
Yes,
ahead. No,
please.
I was going to say there was one line that I really did love. It's when the brother, the what's his name, the guy that's like the ringleader of the whole crime thing. He says,
know his name.
he's like, you know what, your wife had sex with my brother.
Yeah.
That's right. And so it's
with
after
my,
that.
with my baby brother. He keeps
all of-
calling him my
with
baby brother.
My baby brother. And he's like, all
Great.
that's come out, right? And then Nicolas Cage says, I want to know. And he's yelling at Nicole Kidman. He's like, why did you make me a cuckold? I'm now a cuckold from your filthy lust.
That's right.
Remember?
oh, that's, I
He said
forgot.
Yes.
the filthy lust
Your
that you
filthy
brought
lust.
here.
This is the most fucked up family. I didn't understand how they got together. I
No.
don't understand why they're together. I also didn't understand
and nobody's
why.
using the word cuckold like.
Cuckold.
And yeah, well,
Nobody is good.
In
Here's the thing:
conversation.
nobody in this movie is good at what they're doing.
No, they're all
Like
terrible.
The Nicolas Cage and Nicole Kidman are garbage. The robbers are garbage. The kid is garbage. Like, I'm like, give me funny games. Give me Straw Dogs.
Yeah.
Give me real home invasion scary
And
movie.
it's weird to not have any connection to these characters
Yeah.
or have
Give me
any
the ref with
sympathy
Dennis
for them.
Leary. I'm more scared of that.
Seriously.
Give me Home Alone.
Seriously.
But no,
my God.
there's no connection between these characters. But they're also like there's so many lies, and they quick to believe everything.
Yeah.
There's like that one guy, when the main bad guy, when he's on top of Nicole Kidman, he's like, "Tell me you deserve to die."
God.
Like, why does she deserve to
Why?
die? She cheated on her husband. You're robbing a house at gunpoint. Like, she's like, "Tell me you deserve to die." She's like, "I deserve to die." it's like, and then they have like this weird sexual tension where she.
Right.
I don't even know how she got that
'cause it was
syringe.
deep, you know what? It was deep down in his jacket.
And
Yes,
hey
it
guys,
has a syringe. You
it's
can't
like-
like
Guys,
gingerly take a
It was
syringe.
a logic leap, you guys.
she's wearing a skin-tight sheath dress. Where does she put that?
Where did she hide it?
She hides a giant syringe in her vagina?
And she's thrown down like a million times in the movie. So that syringe would have broken by the time it was come to use it. Like,
You're right. How dare you, Joel Schumacher?
The magic wand.
I also
the magic
loved when that bigger Seth Rogen guy was dying.
Poor Dash Mihawk.
Poor Seth Rogen. Right now.
Right before he died, he delivers all this information that the young
Yes, as he's dying.
As he's dying, like,
you thought your brother was in on it.
I love it. He goes, no. He goes, ain't family a bitch,
And then dies.
and then dies.
Final lines.
it's like he had to get that out. He really had to get that out.
My son died? Did he say anything at the end? Well, he said, "Ain't family a bitch."
Yes, how is it? It was.
So the whole climax, they kill off everybody. The whole climax of the movie takes place in the new addition to the house that they're building. Where now the whole idea that Nic Cage is bankrupt, he doesn't have money, he doesn't have diamonds. The robbery's a bust. Everyone's dead. But they get so the two brothers are left as the villains.
Yeah.
Nic Cage and Nicole Kidman are left alive, and they're having this fight in this like new part of the house, this unfinished part, and one of them throws the other one into a wall, and then money just explodes out of the wall because Nicolas Cage kept all the money in a fake wall because the bank couldn't take it.
Because the bank would find it in the safe?
Well, no, I think it was what the villain said because he did know his wife was having an affair. He thought his wife was having an affair.
Oh, right, because he did see the picture.
Yes.
But he had a security cam picture of just them by the pool, but nowhere else.
Right.
Nowhere else.
And
what?
when we flash back to that
he
scene.
had that security cam picture.
When we flash back
that.
to that scene later on, we see her push him away, not seconds later.
Yeah.
So it's like that was just one screen grab of that
Nicolas
moment.
Cage did not watch the entire security camera footage. He watched it.
He just
freeze it. He
This whole
printed it.
thing could have been avoided if they just hadn't bought a new house.
Yeah. He's like, throws on that image,
Like, why did they?
jerked off, printed it out, and hid a bunch of money.
Well, the final scene is like one of those like classic like, oh, he's dead. Nope, someone popped back up. Like, so like what they?
I know he looked like. I mean, like, and also we have to give a special shout out to the nail gun.
Oh, the nail gun!
Because
haven't seen such good use of a nail gun since Lethal Weapon 2.
It was some really serious nail gun. Whoever was special effects on that was saying, okay, when you shoot this, they deserve an Oscar nomination.
Well, I was also like, maybe it was like, hey, this part of the house is on fire. Why wouldn't the guy just run out? What if there's a nail gun and Nicolas Cage nails his feet to the ground?
And they set up
Wait, you
early
mean
on.
his shoes to the ground?
No. Through his shoes, through his feet.
So he can't get out of his shoes.
He can't get out of his shoes.
Well, now that's interesting.
Right.
Now we've got a movie.
We got something cooking.
Now let's write the rest of the movie to lead up to that scene.
Right? Who says? That's how it got made.
That is.
If it's from the nail
Hey
gun.
guys, this is all I've got. This is all I've got. It's a room full of money.
Right.
Nicolas Cage nails somebody's foot to the floor. It's on fire. You guys come up with
I'll buy it. I love it.
Just go backwards from there.
Let me get Schumacher on the phone. He's going to be into this.
They also set up the nail gun like they're like, don't even try to bother. Don't even use that nail gun. It doesn't work unless it's plugged in. But then, like,
Nicolas Cage does turn it on.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
I
But you don't really.
that.
So then he has this nail gun, and he's really good at the nail gun because the nail gun is like a gun
But
gun.
didn't he say also too that it had to be turned on? Like
Yeah.
I don't ever remember.
But Nicolas
him
Cage
turning
does
on.
turn
He
it on.
does turn it on, but by the way, why?
Oh,
and
thank
this
you
is
guys.
the
Thanks,
weirdest
guys.
thing
Thanks
about
for
the
that.
movie.
Hey, Harris?
I didn't know that either. But like, why introduce it earlier? That it wasn't turned on. Like that was the weirdest choice.
Right.
Like just have that moment where Nic Cage is totally
That
desperate
was
and
the
can't
studio
get out
note.
of it.
I'm sure there's a studio note. The studio is like, this nail gun just appears. Can it happen earlier in the movie?
Yeah.
So we establish
weird.
the nail
and
gun?
plus, if the workers were there, they'd probably turn it off.
They'd
so
probably
we need
turn
to,
it off.
like,
So you need
Or-
to you
yeah.
have to talk about how the fact that it's not on.
Could you
So weird.
show the nail gun being used earlier so we
Right.
understand what nail guns are?
I would really like a scene though, but let's take away all the dramatic tension. He shouldn't pick up the nail gun and try to shoot it. It doesn't work. He should just pick it up and then someone should explain, "Hey, that's not going to work."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So take away all the dramatic tension of even having that first scene.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Make it really
What's a
exposition.
nail
But
gun?
he does. He shoots the nail.
Yeah.
Nail guns don't shoot like bullets. You know, like
In this movie,
the
they do.
nails will go everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
Like
has
if
to
you
be
shoot
on
a
a
nail
surface.
gun.
Yeah, you have to. Yes, and he was about, I would say, like 5 feet away.
Yes, you
from
can't
that foot.
shoot somebody's foot to the ground by holding pointing a nail gun at the foot. Yes.
But the angle, he wasn't standing up.
Did he use
shot
that nail gun
from lying down?
Didn't he use that nail gun to also get that one shot in the neck when Nicole Kidman's being held hostage for the
No, that
final
was a
time?
bullet.
Oh, that was a bullet.
That was a
That was a
Nicolas
bullet.
Cage.
That was a
And he
bullet.
picks the
Good
hardest
God.
area to hit.
Well,
the
he's like
neck.
he's an amazing shot.
He's an
Apparently,
amazing
like
shot. Nicolas Cage.
I know. I did have that thought too. I was like, wow, even from the ground with
yeah,
a bullet
with
hole
2 bullets in him already.
in him already, he still is like a marksman.
And the best part with
He
Nic
needs
Cage.
to get out of the diamond business.
Yeah,
And become an
get into-
assassin.
Become an
assassin. Exactly.
Sequel.
Exactly.
Oh, Trespass 2.
Can we talk for just a second about like I love like the studio like what the studio notes were like in the beginning we want the girls to be barefoot. Beginning
Oh
of the
yeah,
film,
good I worked in Die Hard, guys. I worked in Die Hard.
everybody's got to be barefoot. Like the girls, we want them to be barefoot.
We want this house to feel lived in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Well, guys,
right.
look.
This is real life.
This is important. As a
This is
studio,
important.
Yeah.
as a studio, we're going to give you. This is true. $35 million to make this movie.
Wow.
The movie cost $35 million. It made $20,000.
Wait,
Wow.
what?
I gotta say, 35
It
million. You
was
guys,
the-
there's one location in this.
How is this movie $35
one location.
million? It's like a play. They built a set.
And they didn't hire anybody beyond
that's Nicole Kidman
Nicolas
and Nic
Cage
Cage's
and the wax
salaries.
figurine of
That's
Nicole
their
Kidman
salaries.
that they puppeted, that
That
Frank
they
Oz
both were
puppeted.
like, what do you think they got like 10 million each?
Yes.
This
I did.
movie was the whatchamacallit, the shortest movie in theaters of all time. It had the shortest run in a theater,
Wow.
which was like
Yeah, 'cause
8 or
when did
9
this come
days.
out?
The second longest, shortest run was from Justin to Kelly, the American Idol movie.
Wow.
So it went right to DVD, really quicker than any movie of all time.
Are you serious? $20,000?
Yeah, 20 or 25, like 20 or 22. Yeah,
That is insanity.
it's amazing. $35 million.
But when you said the film, I thought maybe it was something that was from a few years ago because it was like I hadn't heard anything about it.
It just
and then
came
I'm like,
out.
wow, this was 2011.
Yeah, it just came out. Like it just was on
Well,
Netflix.
I was just
right in
realizing
December.
that
like,
from
in
like,
no press
all the
for it.
Apple
Yeah, obviously,
products in the
nothing.
movie.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, I guess this was a recent movie.
I thought
Steve
that
Jobs'
too.
last movie, he was like, get all these Apple products in there. I'm behind. I'm backing
Schumacher's making a
Home
movie.
videos.
Get Apple TV in it.
It was, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Clearly, we did not like this movie, but it's always good to hear a second opinion.
The movie was a piece of shit, yet this person recommends it. Tell me what is the message? Maybe that art is subjective. I need a second opinion.
There are not a lot of 5-star reviews of this movie on Amazon.com, but I want to just read one that I think is better than any of the rest. This is from Philip Gould. Trespass is truly the perfect sorbet for those wishing to cleanse their enamel-stripping, syrupy sweetness of summer from their palate. While still a Hollywood genre pick top to bottom, Trespass feels so far removed from the past season's onslaught of absurd bombast. I'm not ashamed to say it was pretty awesome. It just feels that this movie is refreshing as a crisp autumn breeze.
Oh, my God.
That is a 5-star review
I wrote
on
down,
Amazon.
I have to say the last thing that I wrote in my notes watching this was, it's just relentless. And then I said, just awful. And then I wrote my own tagline, which was, they lost it all and gained everything.
That's the
God.
best.
Boo.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. I love that the last shot of this movie was just like a family pile on.
Yeah, they're all lying.
lying on top
But
of each other
that's
in the
the
ground.
visual amazingness. In the movie, in the beginning, they were all separate in their separate
It's a
rooms.
lot like the end of
and
The
at the end,
Descendants.
they all come together.
Right.
This is
It's a lot like The Descendants.
This is like a better version of The Descendants.
If you like The Descendants, you are going to love Trespass.
We asked you guys to submit your best impression of Nicolas Cage pleading for his life in less than 7 seconds. So here are our best attempts at that.
Hey, this is Nic Cage, leader of the underworld.
If you strike me down, I will only come back stronger than ever imaginable.
No. Please. What? All right.
Hi, I'm Nic Cage. Don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
All right. So, anything else? Anything else anyone wants to add? Did we miss anything? Did we not talk about?
I do love that at the last moment, this thing that was supposed to be precious, like one of the last lines of the film, Nicolas Cage is looking at Nicole Kidman, and he just goes, "Your necklace." And I'm like, was the necklace that important? Did I miss something?
Then he goes, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about the necklace.
The necklace was never brought up in the first act.
But it was
anyway.
a huge fucking deal at the end where he just goes, "Your necklace." And she's like, "It's okay. I don't need it." And I was like, but I need to know what?
Yeah.
Well,
what
basically,
happened
like, he sold the necklace to hold on to money because he was going broke. But there's all lies. We don't know what is to be believed.
Right, and if she's to be upset about anything, it should be about the fact that, like, he's been lying to the family for a while now.
For a long time.
Yes.
They have a lot of family therapy to go to, and I would love to watch that, too. I'd love to watch that.
Oh, my God. I would love it if the sequel was just like a family therapy movie. Like one session of therapy for this
should be
family.
the whole third season
And
of
it was
treatment.
called
Yeah.
The
Just
Session.
all
The Session.
Oh my God, that would be
Trespass,
fucking amazing.
The Session.
So I'm pitching a sequel to Trespass. What was that? The $20,000 Nic Cage movie? Yeah. So it's going to cost $80 million. It is just the family in therapy.
And it's going right to beta, not even a DVD, just right to beta.
It's an audio track only. It's a podcast.
Well, thank you guys all. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us here for this discussion of Trespass. As
Honor
always,
and a pleasure.
follow me on Twitter. I'm at Paul Scheer.
At Miss June Diane.
I'm not on Twitter.
And Rachel, you're on
I'm at Rachael E. Harris. RACHAELE Harris.
Follow Rachel on Twitter. Send us your
now.
questions. Thank you to Cyrus, who produces, engineers the whole show. See you next week for our next mini episode. Thanks, bye. Thanks, bye.
Thanks, bye. Rawr, rawr.